Good Tuesday afternoon, everyone. It's about 12:45 p.m. Mountain Time. We're looking at another Tuesday greenhouse update. I'm going to get you guys started here shortly. I'm going to keep this as brief as possible, just because I know some of you guys are tired of watching the 30-minute videos of me doing the same thing every weekend or every week. So I'm going to get you turned around and I'm going to show you what's been happening. So we're going to start off right now. I'm just sitting on my butt, just chilling outside of the house. I've got everything. I'm starting to bring stuff outside so we can get some air, some sunlight, and some non-bug related environment. I've got my dahlias chilling out here, my oregano, my other pot of dahlias, my radishes, which I had to trim off because of the bugs. They're slowly recovering. I've got my peas out here, another dahlia, that daisy plant, and I believe now this is actually pumpkin squash or cucumber squash, one of the two. It's not pumpkin. Usually pumpkin plants or vine plants like that, they usually send out runners. This thing's kind of growing up and out, so I think it's a pumpkin squash. I'm pretty sure I planted pumpkin seed, but I don't know what happened here. Maybe this is just the way they grow. I've got my patio peas over here. I've got tons of actual stuff on there. You can see I've got 2 here. I've got a couple back there. I've got 2 more on this side right here. So that guy's going pretty well. I got my 2 empty containers, and I'll explain that one here in a second. And this is what happened. So for those of you who saw my video yesterday, this is what I managed to get accomplished in the 2 hours that I had. I actually got these planted or transplanted into the new container. They'll be staying in here from now on, and from here on and out. I got my trellis system up in there. And yeah, everything's going to be good and golden. I'm just going to basically be weaving this stuff in and out of that, and we should be good there. Kind of see into the house, but not too much. But anyways, that's their new home. When this stuff is done, settled down a little bit and dropped a few inches, I'm going to put the mulch in here. All of this is going to go on top. This is what came out of my 2 containers to begin with, which are over here. Which pretty much one's got rock in it, and the other one's got the leftover dirt from last night's transplanting session. Then we've got potatoes. I was looking at it today. Check this out. I've got 1 potato popping up finally, and I only planted 1 in here. Each one of these big containers has 1 potato. And those are the ones that I had in the greenhouse for months, trying to get them to grow eyes. And at the one point I just said screw it, and I just dumped them in the dirt and see if they would grow. They're going to take a little longer to grow than everything else, but it is what it is. So you can tell here I've pulled out off of my plants, which you saw outside on the patio. We're going to take a quick step in here and go through everything really quick like. So I've got my spinach. Some of them are growing back. The ones that I did trim off completely aren't growing back. I forgot to leave them at least 1 leaf so they could grow, but that was my mistake. Doesn't matter. I'm going to be transplanting most of these anyway and regrowing as well, because this stuff grows ridiculously fast. Plus, I'm still dealing with the aphids. Not nearly as bad now as it was before. I've been trying to curb these guys fairly decently, but as it's starting to get hotter, I think they're starting to die off a little quicker. Thyme is doing spectacular over here. Got to give them a little bit more water, but you can see these leaves are getting nice and vibrant green. So he's about to get ready to fire here soon. I'm gonna have to take him out of the greenhouse and put him in a slightly more shaded area. The rosemary is doing well also. I'm gonna have to give that water, but yeah, some of these guys I've been forgetting to water every couple of days, which I normally do, just because I've been busy with work and other various tasks around the house. Got my single pot basil. It's already getting pretty big. I mean, that 1 leaf is almost the same size as my thumb lengthwise. So he's getting pretty large. I've got my Turkish speedwell. I dropped him last week just because it was too high in the pot, and every time I watered it, the water would run off. So I needed something to keep the water in, so it got dropped about 1 inch. This guy, I had it in the back over here, so he wasn't getting any sunlight, but I think he'll still recover because that is still a green stem. It's not dead. I've got my other 2 bell peppers. Sorry, these are all bell peppers. I've got my other 2 bell peppers recovering. These are already starting to grow new leaves. Yeah, I got to give them a little bit of water today. But they are coming back slowly. Little by little, they're coming back. I have my carrots still doing all right. I am dealing with bugs on these guys as well. I keep finding them in the soil. So I'm going to have to take all this stuff out. Maybe spray it with some bleach. Try to get these things out of here. Kill them off. Something. Then I'm going to redo this. I don't know what I'm going to put in these yet. I'm still struggling with carrots, so it might not be carrots in these this year again. I don't know. My one potato plant over here is taking off. It's getting really big. I got a little bit of aphid issue on these as well, but it's not like everything else. I can probably spray this off with a hose once I water it, and then it'll be all right. But again, I have these guys just in refurbished 5-gallon cooking oil containers. I just cut the tops off and filled them with dirt, drilled some holes in the corners, and that's pretty much what I have on these. Got the same thing over here on this one. Got to deal with a little bit of the aphids, but I'm going to be spraying those off today. Take these guys out and actually try to get them a little water and some sunlight. My carrot pot, I'm done with these. I'm struggling with carrots. If anybody grows carrots, please let me know in the comments like the best way to grow these, because I have struggled every time I've grown these. I've tried this is like 3rd time now, and I am not doing very well. I cannot figure out why I can't grow carrots. I've got my yucca still doing well. I've got all of my strawberries down on the bottom. I do have 1 dahlia back here. That's what I planted in that one. I couldn't remember last week, but yeah. I have oregano again, going really well. This thing is firing. It is taking off. I'm going to be trimming that in the next week or so, and then it'll just take off again. I've got my basil down here. I'm going to take the 2 that are growing really well, because I think I had 3 of them, but I think the other one died. Oh no, I got one back here that might actually recover, so we'll see. Anything that's not growing green, I'm going to yank out and refill the dirt, just so my 2 plants have something better to grow in. Other than that, I'm going to take these out and put them in their own separate containers. It seems to me that when they're in their own separate containers, they grow ridiculously huge. I'm going to move on to the strawberries. I had to move this guy. He was on top, but I'm moving him down on the bottom because I think he was getting too much heat. Since hot air rises and my greenhouse is kind of small, I moved him down here. He does have plenty of water, so we'll see what happens with the strawberries. I'll probably lose all of those ones, but they're small plants, so I'm not too concerned. I have tons of these. We're going to go move up to my other lettuce. That guy's going really well. More strawberries. More spinach, because this stuff is easy to grow. Still got issues with bugs on these ones, but not nearly as bad. Everything that was super infested with bugs, I trimmed off and I just chucked out in the sun to let the sun sterilize them. Most of my plants are going to get watered today. Actually, everything's going to get watered. Because you tell here I've got some of these, my parsley is getting a little thin and a wispy, which means it's dry. It's all droopy, so I got to get those watered. My bunching onions are doing fantastic. Growing really well. I'll be trimming these all shortly as well. My other bunching onions, my carpet of bunching onions, is doing absolutely splendid. I've got my garlic chives going well over here, getting bigger little by little. I'll be sowing more seeds in here every now and then just to get this blanketed, but I gotta completely saturate and water everything in here today. Dahlias on these ones are doing well. My onion chives are doing really good. I've got little flower head right there. I'm going to wait till he pops so I can get more seeds. I had another one, but like I said, about 2-3 weeks ago, I accidentally trimmed it off. I've got these guys down here. Still waiting for him to do whatever he's going to do. That's the flame or firecracker flame, whatever firecracker plant. It's a bulb. I'm still working on these. More strawberries. Basically everything on this. Most of this is all strawberry except for that plant. Those are my my winter squash. And I'll bring you guys down here real quick just to see how well these are doing. Those guys are getting pretty big down there. Everything else on here is basically strawberry. I did trim my one lettuce that I had down here, trimmed it off. It was very tasty. And then my one other bell pepper. That guy's coming back slowly. It's got a couple of new leaves on it. I'm just leaving it over here in the sun and the heat, and it is doing its thing. More lettuce on this side in my lettuce container. I think I'm just going to continue growing lettuce in this. It seems to do really well. So this is going to be my eternal lettuce container. And it's most likely going to get moved out of the greenhouse because I still got to put another rack in here. But that's neither here nor there. At the moment, that is not what we're going for. I've got another basil. This one's taking slower to grow for some reason, despite the fact that he's got a bigger pot. I don't know. We'll find out. It'll take off soon. I guarantee it. And then my dahlias, as you can see, I got tons of new ones. Look, I got that one was a couple weeks ago. That one is an established one that just keeps coming back. These two up front, this one and this one just popped up, and then the one back here has been there for a while. It's just been getting bigger and bigger. I do got a little bit of bugs on these guys. It's kind of annoying, but it's what happens when you're starting to grow stuff in the greenhouse. Sometimes you get bugs. When it was outside, it had no problems. But in another 2 weeks, this thing is going to be probably 14-15 inches tall and starting to flower. So I'll bring you guys back then when it happens. All right, I'm going to step out real quick. Just do the overview of everything. Getting sunlight. Everything I still have to go and do. I still got those two guys back there I got to do. Still going to be working on these ones. I got quite a lot of work ahead of me, folks. And it's going to take me a good while. Once summer starts, I'm going to be pretty much doing all of this constantly. I'll be coming home from work and working 4, 5, 6 hours in the yard doing all this. But yeah, let's get you guys turned around here again. And then I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching, supporting, sharing this out, subscribing, clicking that thumbs up for me if you liked it. If you don't like it, even if you click that thumbs down, much appreciated. Any sort of action towards my content is something that'll make me happy, even if it's negative. That's fine by me. I do take negative criticisms, comments, or otherwise structure. So, again, share this out with your friends. Let them know I'm a beginner gardener. If anybody out there is a small-time container gardener, get in touch with me through my comment section or through some of the various channels that you probably see me on here and there on YouTube. Aside from that, thank you guys for watching. I'll try to keep these ones short from now on. I know you guys are tired of watching my 30-minute videos, so I'll try to keep them under 15 minutes or around 15 minutes. Thanks once again, folks. This is Cliff with Fox It Outdoors, signing off.